Alright, so today I'm going to re-index the front end on our B2200. We live out in the country and the roads are getting really rough with a lot of potholes, and it really wears down your springs quick. And these B2200s, people have a tendency, they always lower them to the ground. They live in town and such, but this one's just starting to sit too low, so I'm going to re-index the front end and give it a couple more inches of height, because it's starting to want to ride on the rubbers for when you're running out of spring that's getting against the frame. So it needs to be readjusted. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. Alright, so the bolt back here is takes a 17mm socket, and we're just going to loosen this, because this is what you use to tension your torsion spring back here. It's not real tight, at least mine isn't. You'll want to make sure you spray everything down with penetrating oil before you start, because anything that's underneath the vehicle like this is always rusted and covered in gunk. This bolt is fairly long, so it takes a while. If you have an impact or an air ratchet you can get under here, that would probably work better. Now all the tension's off the bolt, so the torsion spring's loose. I'm going to take that bolt out. You'll want to clean that bolt with a wire brush and some more penetrating oil before you put it back in. It'll make it a lot easier going, and it'll be easier next time too. Now your torsion spring's loose on this side. Alright, here on the spline side, you're going to want to clean this with a brush some, as much as you can. You mostly just need to get a clean spot. To use a screwdriver or something sharp, even a marker if you can get a precise enough mark. And mark where it is now, because you don't want to lose that, because then you'll have to try to get it re-indexed from scratch, and that'd be a real pain in the neck. Ooh. Put a mark in it like that. Then put a corresponding mark in the torsion rod. There you go. Alright, that should be about good. Gives me an idea where it's at. Alright, now to get that end out, you just tap on the other end with a hammer. I'm using a 3-pound sledgehammer. You don't have to hit it real hard. There it is. Take a paper towel and wipe any dirt off. If you can avoid dropping on the ground like I did there, you're better off. But once it comes, it kind of just comes all at once. Alright, and that's why you want to make sure you put that mark in there, because if I didn't have a mark in there, I'd really be in trouble. Now, I'm indexing to go tighter, and so if you're looking at the end with the tension bolt and you're looking down it, you're going to want to rotate it clockwise. If you want to lower your vehicle, then you go counterclockwise. And you're only going to want to go about 1 spline, maybe 2, because you got to be able to get that bolt thread back in there. And if you're lowering, you also don't want to go more than 2, or you're going to be on your rubbers, and then you might as well not even have a spring. Alright, now on the splines, if you got any dirt or the grease looks kind of old and cake-like, then you're going to want to go ahead and clean that off with the wire brush. Then just take a little bit of replacement grease and put it in there, so that way if you need to take this off again in the future, it doesn't get rusted in or anything. Won't take much grease, just put some on your finger and smear it around the inside of this spline here. That's about all it takes. just about like that. Alright, find your scratch mark on your torsion spring. See, I got that lined up. That's just where it was. You can feel the splines kind of go into place. And so from there you can just slightly back off and just kind of rotate until it clicks into the next place. Just like that. And that was one. Now I'm not sure, whoops, that slipped. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to go 1 or 2. If I go 2, I take a chance of having to pull it back out and do it again. Because that's where I was. I think I might try going 2. Alright. Once you got it where you like it, then go and take your hammer and just lightly drive it back in. Don't got to really pound it in there real hard, just until it all lines up. There you go. You'll feel it bottom out pretty quick. Alright, here I am driving it in again because I had gone 2 notches and I couldn't get my bolt to reach. So I went ahead and pulled it back out and I went back 1. So I'm only 1 notch ahead now. Alright, what we're doing now is in order to get that, I had to put a jack underneath it to hold the spring up. And then we put a pipe wrench on it, and I have somebody help me here, and he's stepping on it. The torque the spring just a little bit so the bolt would reach. I'm having him continue to step on it just to relieve a little pressure off of the bolt until I get a good amount of threads in there. Alright, I think he can go ahead and move off then, because it's in. That worked pretty good. And I think that's about the only way you're going to do this if you're going to go tighter with the spring at the spline point. Let me get a little more penetrating oil on there. Alright, my jack can come out now. I had to use that jack because since this isn't supported from the bottom, when you stepped on it, otherwise it's just going to push the spring down. So you have to have a jack or something holding it up. Alright, I think I'm just going to leave it there for now. I still have another 3/4 inch. Maybe I could tighten it, but I'm going to see where it's at now and see how I like it. I will measure with a tape measure from around here, somewhere on this block, up to the frame to a point where I remember where it is, and take that measurement to the other side to make sure I tension them the same. Alright, there you go, we're done. It only takes about an hour, I'd say, to do both sides, and it's a lot quicker also when you're not messing with the camera. It didn't take very long at all for the other side. I think it was less than a half hour and I replaced the brake pads while I was in there. So it raised it up considerably, about 3 inches I think. And it is making the back end look lower because those springs are also worn out. And so we're going to put an assist spring or air ride in there. We haven't decided yet if I do that and when I do that. More like when I do that. Can't go around driving looking like this. So when I do that, then I'll make a video on that too. We'll try to get it leveled out and hopefully this will handle potholes and stuff better. So this is a good video then because everybody always is lowering. So this way you're actually raising your pickup because I know I'm probably not the only person out there who wants to do that. And before it was hitting the rubber bumpers when somebody just got in. It was only sitting an inch off of them when it was even sitting there with nobody in it. And now when it's like this, it's got 3.5 or 4 inches between the A-frame and the rubber bumper. And when somebody's in, it goes down less than an inch. They can jump up and down in there and it doesn't even get close to the bumper. So hopefully as long as the torsion springs hold up, and I think they should, this should really fix a lot of problems for me. Alright, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment.